are requested to keep your mobile phone in silent. Check.
Is it connected to calculation?
Because it is.
Battery, check the battery.
Check.
Wait. Check which model is it from.
This Guru Purnima is observed every year as the birthday of all Gurus, in the sense that we are worshipping the Guru in Narayana himself. Vyaso Narayano Hari. It is said Vyasa is the very incarnation of Narayana. And this today is the Vyasa Purnima, is the Purnima on which Vyasa was born, and Vyasa also attained Mahasamadhi. Therefore this day is called Vyasa Purnima also. And Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya, Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave. So Vishnu himself has come in the form of Vyasa. And Vyasa represents Vishnu in full. So that is how our tradition says. Today being the Vyasa's birthday, this is observed as the Vyasa is the Guru of all Gurus. Because Vyasa was the person who gave us Vedas in the present form. Earlier the Vedas are all the records of the spiritual experiences of our rishis. So they were all recorded. So all reminiscences of their experiences were all in a way of confusion. Whole thing was mixed up. It was Vyasa who wisely separated them into four Vedas. The Rig Veda, the Yajur Veda, the Sama Veda and the Atharva Veda. So, according to the subject, according to the rishis, so he has divided that in such a way. From that time, Veda has become very systematic experiences. So, everybody has access to it, and there are different traditions following different Vedas. So, this Vyasa had done this great help to Hinduism by giving the Vedas, which is the very basis of all religions. The Sanatana Dharma, the eternal Dharma, is not only Hinduism. Anywhere if there is any religion, it belongs to the Sanatana Dharma. Because Sanatana Dharma deals with the fundamental of all religions. Sanatana Dharma speaks about God, speaks about the jivas or the individual souls, and it speaks about the world, the creation. So these are the three things in all the religions, about God, about the individual soul, and about the world, and the connection between one another. What is the relationship of individual soul with God? What is the connection of individual soul with the world? What is the connection of world with God and with the whole? So these are all the things that are discussed in the spiritual texts, what we call as Veda. Somebody calls it as Quran, someone calls it as Bible. Swami Vivekananda puts all these things into one category. All are revealed texts. They are all not inspired, but expired texts. It came out from inside the rishis, the sages of old, and God himself spoke through their mouth, and that is all recorded. So that is the basis on which all religions are practiced. If God is there, so how do you know that God is there? You have to realize God. If you see God, then you can believe. But to see God, something has to be done. Some spiritual practices, some disciplines have to be underwent. So we must have faith in the discipline. So where are those disciplines? All are in the Vedas. God is there, Vedas say, and this is the path, the Vedas say. Because of the Vedas only any religion can live. Sanatana Dharma is the basis of all religions. So Vyasa gave us this Sanatana Dharma in the form of 4 Vedas. Therefore, today is called the Guru Purnima, the birthday of all Gurus. Whichever Guru is there, he will instruct us in the same, how to realize God, how the individual soul has come into this world, what are the reasons, and then how to get back to our own birthplace, our own Father, God. So this is the theme of all spiritual teachers. So all the spiritual teachers are there in one person called Vyasa, and today is called the Guru Purnima, means Gurus of all religions, of all people, of all types. So today is the celebration of the birthday of that Guru. See, the quest for the infinity has always been there. So it is not anything new that one wants God, I want to see God. So it is not a new question or quest. It has been there from time immemorial. So from our scriptures, which they say is 10,000 years old or even older, the question is asked about. So what is God? Where have we come from? Where do we go? All these questions are asked. That is the questions about infinity, because what we see is all finite. But somehow when we think of finite, we always think of the infinite also. So whoever has observed the finite, you always suspect there must be an infinite, of which all these are parts. So the quest for infinity has started from the time man has started thinking deeply. So from that time, the people have gone deep into this matter and have found out the truths of God, truth of soul, individual soul, called Jivatman, and God, Paramatman, and the creation, Prakriti. Prakriti, Jivatma, Paramatma. Jivatma, Paramatma, and Jagat. Sri Ramakrishna says, all are one. God alone has become the Jivas, God alone became the creation. So, how to know this? All our scriptures talk about this one. This is possible only by leading a moral life and through spiritual practices. Moral life is self-controlled life. So we should not allow our senses to go as they like. We must put our senses under control. We must put our body and mind under our control and direct the whole energies for the quest of God. So this is called the spiritual practice. Unless this is done, one cannot realize the truth of God. Any truth you have to realize means you have to work hard. Whoever knows the scientific world, every little discovery or invention has been done with great difficulty, great difficulty. So everybody has to undergo hard disciplines, burn the midnight oil, then only they can get at some higher truth. So similarly, God realization also requires some disciplines to be followed. Those disciplines are the moral disciplines. One should become a good person in every sense. Good person in the sense that he is a honest and truthful person. He has got a pure mind. He loves everyone as his own. And then he is selfless. He works for others more than for himself. And then he has got tremendous faith in the infinite God who has been mentioned in the scriptures, in the Vedas, in the Quran, in the Bible, etc. So he has a tremendous faith in that one. And he prays to God and tries to know the real truth. So this is the way one realizes this infinite spirit or God. God realization is possible only through moral perfection, then spiritual practices. So for the spiritual practices, many paths are there. Because each person wants a separate path. All cannot be led into the same path. It is a great truth found out by the sages of the Vedas. They found out that people are generally made up of 4 types of attitudes or aptitudes in spiritual life. Some are emotional, they require bhakti yoga. Some are highly intellectual, they want jnana yoga. Some people are highly psychological, so they require Raj Yoga. And some people are prone to highly strong will. They want to work for others, work for themselves. They require Karma Yoga. So broadly speaking, there are 4 paths to God, depending upon the nature of the person. Who will decide which path who will take? You require a Guru. So the Guru, he knows all the 4 paths. Therefore, whoever comes by just being with him or observing him, he can find out this particular aspirant is for which path. Then the Guru will direct him, you take to Bhakti Yoga and guide him through Bhakti Yoga. And similarly through Raj Yoga, some through Karma Yoga, some through Jnana Yoga. So the Guru gives the proper path, therefore he requires a Guru. Without the Guru, I don't know what my nature is. Most of us, we know the nature of others, but not our own nature. We always observe others. We find out the faults of others. We do not find out the fault of ours. We don't look at us. So, in this condition, I cannot decide to which path I should take. I will not know whether I am a Bhakta or a Jnana or a Karmi or a Rajyogi. The Guru finds out and then points out your path is this. So we require a Guru. Many people ask, why should we need a Guru? So nowadays the council is there. Now educational departments, educational institutions have counselors. After class 12 is passed, the students go to the professor. They take some tests. There are some educational institutions. They take tests of the students. And then, looking at their progress through the first 12 years of their career, they find out whether this boy is fit for medicine or fit for some scientific research or fit for humanities. They suggest proper subject. And if someone goes, he prospers well. Suppose a person who is fit for medicine, he goes to humanities. He will be thorough failure. People say he is a foolish fellow, he has no brains, he does not succeed. No, he succeeds very well, but the proper subject is not given to him. His aptitude is different. So you should give him the proper subject. There was one brilliant boy coming to our ashram in Bengal, way back in 1940s. He later on became one of the famous psychiatrists of India, Mr. Narayan Rao. This Narayan Rao became the director of Nimhans, Bangalore. the National Hospital for Psychological Diseases. So he became the director of that. But he was failing in his BSc year after year. So one of our Swamis, who was himself a brilliant scholar, so he talked to him and I said, you change your subject. You have changed this from your BSc to BA Psychology. He changed. The very first he took first class first in the state, then MA, and then after doctorate, then became a director, Niman's director. See, Guru does it. So, in our case also, the Guru gives us the proper path. Therefore, we require a Guru in that sense. We cannot just say we don't require a Guru. We ourselves will follow. If you yourself follow, you may follow the wrong path. You will be a failure, you will be a laughing stock for others. So, a Guru is required. How should we select our Guru? It is a very strange thing. How can the students say select the proper Guru? Suppose your boy, he says, I will select my own Guru. And there are so many teachers in a school. Can you allow him to select his own Guru? What sort of a Guru can he select? He does not know anything. He will select the Guru. It should be the other way around. The Guru must select the student. That this student belongs to such and such a subject. So he should be put into that. So nowadays, students start talking about the professors. This professor is good, this professor is good. He is only junior graduate class. So he judges his professor who has a doctorate. Wrong. You can't logically you cannot do it. Unless you are a doctorate yourself, how can you judge another doctorate? So in our scriptures it is said, it is the Guru that finds out his disciple. He comes to the disciple. The real Guru is in quest of real Shishya, real disciple. And the real Guru will come to a real Shishya. Only the earnest prayers are required. We do not have to go in search of Guru. We should become deserving for a Guru. As soon as you come to that point of your moral stature, when your mind becomes pure, when you become self-controlled, when you are ready for the teachers to come and teach, the Guru will come by himself. It is proved. So Swami Vivekananda said, it is like an economic law where there is a demand, the supply will come. You create a demand, the supply will come. From where you do not know, but the supply shall come. Similarly, in spiritual world also, if you are earnest that we should progress in spiritual life, we want God more than anything else. If our earnest desire is there, Guru will come, proper Guru will come. That is how we get the proper Guru. And for that the main qualification of the disciple should be earnestness. Do I want really God? Do I want really to know what I am spiritually? Who is called as Atman. I am the soul, I am not the body and mind. The soul is eternal. Body is only 100 years old. Then afterward the body will fall off. So I am not this body, I am the eternal soul. This is the truth. So whoever is very earnest about knowing himself as the eternal soul, a soul full of infinite bliss, infinite joy, infinite knowledge, infinite power, infinite fearlessness. That is what we are, each one of us. But we do not know. We always think we are only puny creatures. We are one body of so many years old, so many years remaining to live, so many years yet to die. This is how we think about ourselves. It is wrong. So the right thing is, you are eternal soul. To know this one, some souls awake. It is true, in Vedas it is said, all the saints and seers, to the latest Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda and Holy Mother, they said, you are all divine beings, you are all children of God. Just as God is, you are also eternal. You are also full of infinite bliss. You are also full of infinite knowledge and power. You are not the body. Be fearless. Let this body be there as it is according to your karma. Don't bother. When the body goes, you will not go. You will be the eternal Atman. Even when you are in the body, you are eternal Atma. Only you don't remember it. So, try to remember your truth about you. When they say, many people get awakened. This awakener is called the Guru. A person who has realized the truth, when he comes and tells you, awaken, you can also, I have realized God. You can also realize God. When a person says this, immediately you will be impressed. Swami Vivekananda went to London. He delivered a number of lectures. Hundreds of people, white people heard. All of them were not inspired by his philosophical lectures, but one couple were inspired. Captain Xavier and Mrs. Xavier. Captain and Mrs. Xavier, they came for a lecture. After hearing one or two lectures, Captain Xavier told Mrs. Xavier, Mrs., this person seems to be very genuine. When he speaks about God, he seems to be very genuine. Should we not give away everything that we have to him and follow him? And then said, shall I also follow you? Then he hesitantly said, I don't know. But she followed him. Both of them, hearing, they were awakened. Swamiji's lectures awakened in them the desire. A man was quite a rich person, retired captain, lot of money he had, lot means sufficient money he had. He gave all that money for the sake of Ramakrishna mission and Swami Vivekananda. He accompanied Swamiji from London to India. He was the person who went and found out the present Mayavati center of ours in the Himalayas at about 6,500 feet height. 150 kilometers of Himalayas can be seen sitting in our ashram there. So Swami Vivekananda founded this one. He told his disciples, all right, you want to come with me, you do one work for me. You find out a land in Himalayas like this, at 6,500 feet, I should be able to see about 150 or 200 kilometers of Himalayas all around the year. And you purchase that and let us make a ashram there. And these people spent their own money, found out the land, purchased it, and renovated the whole place, and made some buildings were there. They made it fit for an ashram. And Swamiji went there. And they lived, the wife lived for quite a long time, the husband also lived there. They lived as Swamiji had taught them, the Jnana Yoga. They used to discriminate, they lived a life of jnanis, and both of them passed away like that. This is the awakening. When we are ready, their proper Guru will come, and the awakening will come. So such instances when we see, when we are ready, proper Gurus will certainly come. And the Ramakrishna mission, the tradition is, we allow only the president and the vice president's orders to initiate disciples, because they will have been experienced, and many of them, most of them, will have tremendous progress in spiritual life. They are absolutely sure of what they are teaching. And so when students go to them as disciples, they will guide them. So this is, when our gurus initiate, we always tell, you see, I am not the physical person, I am not your guru, but who is inside me, as the soul of my soul, he is the soul of your soul also, that is Sri Ramakrishna, the infinite Lord, the Supreme Lord, Paramatma. He has incarnated in this age as Sri Ramakrishna. We consider him as the Guru of this age, like Krishna was the Guru of his age, like Ramchandra was Guru of his age. In Treta Yuga, in Kali Yuga, it is Sri Ramakrishna who is the Guru of the age. So whoever wants real spirituality should go to him. So Sri Ramakrishna himself used to say, so it is the God who is inside me that teaches, not this body. Similarly, our present Gurus also, of all traditions, Shankara's tradition is there, Ramanuja's tradition is there, Madhva's tradition is there, Nanak's traditions are there, so many traditions are there. All the real Gurus say that the person behind their soul, as the soul of all souls, he is the real Guru. And him we call as Guru, and him we call Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwara. He is the Vishnu, he is the Shiva, he is the Vishnu, Brahma, etc. That means the Supreme Soul, he manifests itself through the Guru. So we must always bear in mind the physical person who comes to you and gives you a mantra, he is in a formal way called Guru. Actually what we call Guru in him is not the physical form, it is the soul of his soul, the Supreme Lord himself. So all the great teachers stress on this one. You think of your Guru, but always think that your Guru is part and parcel of Paramatma himself. In this age, Paramatma we cannot imagine, all-pervading God. We can imagine Sri Ramakrishna very well. Sri Ramakrishna is Paramatma himself. So let us think about Guru, whoever he is. He is Sri Ramakrishna himself coming to me in this form. The soul of my Guru is Sri Ramakrishna himself. All our Gurus are part and parcel of Sri Ramakrishna, who is Paramatma himself. This is how we, our Gurus, teach about the Guru Tattva to others. In the olden times, the Shishya used to go to the Guru, and he would go with great humility, with a desire to serve the Guru, to help the Guru in every way, in return for the knowledge he would be getting from the Guru. So with great humility and love and earnestness to learn, he would go. And the Guru also would always entertain such disciples. And it is the Guru that would decide later on, this Shishya, whether he will be doing the philosophical work, philosophical researches and find out new truths about religion, and or whether he will be protecting the country against all the enemies, he becomes a Kshatriya. Then the third one, so he brings all good things from outside the country into the country, and he exports these things to other countries and takes care of the welfare of the society, whom we call as Vaishya. Then afterward, those who want to help others, they don't want to go deep into any, either research into philosophy or to protect the country as a Kshatriya or to move about behind business and commerce. So they say we will give some help and in return let us get all that we want for our life. They also want to be very happy. So they are called the Shudras. These are the four terms that was used for the division according to their abilities to do service to this society. This whole society is considered as the representation of God himself. Sahasra Shirsha Purusha, Sahasraksha Sahasrapat. The thousands of heads we see, we are all not thousands, we are only one only in God. We are all thousand expressions through 7,000 bodies. So it is this God that all of us are serving. So the Vedas say that whole humanity, all of us, we are part of God. So what some of us are rendering service as Brahmanas, some are like Kshatriyas, some are like Shudras, some are like Vaishyas. They are all equal. There is no disparity between them. So this tradition was coming. Who makes this? All this now you know. The Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra was not born. Nobody is born a Brahman. He is found out to be a Brahmin by the Guru through his qualities. So whoever I am, I go to the Guru. He will classify me. He will say, all right, you do this. Then through that one, I am called either Brahmana or Kshatriya, etc. So this is one tradition. It later on came into vogue. And the real work of the Guru is to awaken in us this desire to continue our spiritual practice. As I have already said, something is to be done to get anything higher. To get this knowledge of God also, we have to live a disciplined life. And these disciplines are called the spiritual practices. And so many of our Swamis who have gone to the great teachers like Sri Ramakrishna's disciple, Swami Brahmanandaji, Swami Vivekananda, and others. So they have all said about their experiences with their gurus. So one Swami says, so I was not aware that what I should do in spiritual life. I had a desire to lead a spiritual life. So Swami Brahmanandaji told me, you see, you give your body, mind and soul to God. Body, mind and soul to God. He will keep them intact and make them much better than when you gave it to them. You give the same body and mind to the world, to the service of the world. It will destroy all the three. Which will you do? Will you give it to God or will you give it to the world? So this disciple says, I was awakened. What foolishness we are doing. We are devoting all our energies, our body, speech and mind, thoughts to the only world which is going to destroy the whole lot. And we are seeing it. People who are very active, who are doing very good work, very nice, when they pass their 50s or 60s or 70s, they themselves say, Swami, I cannot think as I thought. I cannot move as I moved. I cannot speak as I spoke. It is about to be destroyed. When he reaches the 90 or 95, you see the whole thing is lost. It was given to the world, the whole thing was lost. Look at the saintly lives of certain people. When they grow older they grow, greater is their knowledge, greater is their power of expression. One word for them will move, change your life, change the society's life. It increases. So this Swami says, this is the help I got from my Guru. My Guru awakened in me this faith that I can realize this. So I should become like this, eternal, through striving. So this is how we know our spiritual nature, our Atman, which is nothing other than part and parcel of Paramatma. Another Swami says, my Guru told him, I asked him, what should I do? Now I have taken the instruction. Struggle, 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 he said. So that Swami used to say, so now I am more past 70. I have started this struggle when I was 20s. Even now, in a subtle way it is there. And he was a very advanced soul. So these are the tremendous instructions that awaken us into the spiritual path. So which Guru is to be taken? So as we said, we must deserve the Guru. If I want really God, you will get a good Guru who will lead you to God. Suppose I am not earnest about it. I want to get my court case settled in my favor. I want a Guru. You don't require a spiritual Guru for that. God knows it much better than you. So He will send you a Guru who will make you succeed in the court, but you will not get God. So He will take His fees. He will go His own way, you go your own way. We get our Gurus according to our qualification. So it is to qualify ourselves, make ourselves deserved to get the proper Guru. Whoever has real earnest desire to know God, to know our own spiritual self, he will always get a real Guru. So we should follow the teachers when we receive the teachings, both physically and in spirit. So whatever he says, we do not know what he means. Many times what the Guru says, we may not understand. But, oh, it is ununderstandable, let me not follow it. No. Whatever he has said, whatever you understand, you follow. And ask the Guru, what is the meaning of this one? I am thinking it about this like this, and I am following this one. He will correct you if you are not following properly. Whatever the Guru has said, every word of it is true. So we must try to follow. Then, when time passes, we understand the significance of every word of the Guru. So we must be very true to our Gurus. And what is the sign of growth in our spiritual life? All Gurus tell you that if you are unselfish, you are become spiritual. A spiritual man will never be selfish. He will share his wealth, physical wealth, his mental wealth, everything he will share with others. He will not be selfish. Similarly, he loves everyone and he is ready to serve and gets joy in serving others than serving himself. We all serve ourselves and get great joy because we are ignorant. Actual real joy is in serving others. Swami Vivekananda went to the extent of saying, those who live for others only live. Others are only dead corpses moving about. They are not living at all. They who live for others only live, Swami Vivekananda said. So spirituality brings you to our life a spirit of service, a spirit of joy in service, a spirit of love, to love everyone as our own and give our best to them. So unselfishness will come into us. Unselfishness is the essence of all morality. Swamiji said, unselfishness is the essence of all morality. You don't have to read a book on moral life, book on ethics you don't have to read. Always say, am I unselfish? You are the most moral man. Unselfishness is the essence of all morality, he said. So we become unselfish. Sri Ramakrishna is the supreme guru of this age. So his love extends to everyone. Sri Ramakrishna, everyone, he does not ask. As soon as he sees a person, he never asks about anything, about his status, about his financial position, whether he is rich or poor, whether he comes from this caste or that caste, whether he comes from a cultured family or uncultured family, what is his language. All have no meaning at all for him. He only finds out whether this jiva that is in this body, he wants to attain God. Is he earnest about it? He only asks about it. Do you do any puja at your home? What is the God you worship at your home? Do you serve your parents who are at in your home? To find out his eligibility for spiritual life. So, and men and women all go to him. And when we read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, some people get the impression that he does not like women. He has got a hatred for women. That is not true. Swami Shardanandaji is one of the greatest disciples who wrote the biography of Sri Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna, the great master. He in detail gives so many incidents. Women reporting, saying, those are all fools who say Sri Ramakrishna hated women. We were all his disciples. We used to go to him with what great love he used to teach us and what great freedom he used to give us. And just as he would tell the men folk, be careful of women because you are progressing in a spiritual path. In spiritual path, there is no companion. Alone you have to walk alone. Because you came alone, you have to go alone. You have to find God alone. There is no companion there. So don't keep company with women especially, because you will come down to a spiritual, physical level, but you should go higher and higher in spiritual level. Therefore, keep away from women. Used to tell these men folk, and these women people who reported, whose reports is recorded, they say Sri Ramakrishna would tell the same opposite of it to us. Be careful about men, even if your father or brother. If you are on a spiritual path, none of them can be your companion. You have to walk it alone. So you have to practice your own spiritual practice all on your own. So Sri Ramakrishna, he loved the masses, the poor people. He shed tears. Once one of his disciples, he sent him to the bazaar, weekly bazaar. If you go to the rural areas, they don't have a super bazaar like this, where you got everything you get there. Every week there will be bazaar. Sometimes the bazaar will be full of vegetables and fruits. Another one there may be some chicken and cows will be there for sale. And third one there may be something about textiles to be sold. Whatever is produced in the villages, they sell like that. It's called a weekly bazaar. So Sri Ramakrishna sent one of his disciples, go and purchase something and come. On that day, it was all some implements, the village implements that were being sold. So this Swami went, and then he came away empty-handed because we did not want any implement. So Sri Ramakrishna asked, what did you purchase? No, it was all implements about some knives and some other things to cut vegetables, cut fruits, or do something. So I didn't feel any necessity. I came away without purchasing anything. Sri Ramakrishna, the great heart for the poor, he says, what? You went all the way, and those poor people have prepared those instruments to be sold, and they wanted to make money and live on that. You came away without purchasing anything. Even if you did not have any use, when you go to a bazaar, purchase something so that the poor people can live. See, this is real economy. Economics, you may write books, but if you don't have this heart that others also should live well, there is no economy. So Sri Ramakrishna sent him again, and then he bought some implements for us, maybe some pen knife and other things. Then Maharaj was pleased. So Sri Ramakrishna's love for everyone, of people, of rich, the poor, the scholars, the ignorant people, of people of different cultures, men, women, everyone, he had nothing but love for them. That is why he is called the Jagat Guru. The Jagat Guru, the whole world he loves. There is none who is left from his love. So that is why we call him also that he is the leader of all religions. In every religion they teach this love of man. So Sri Ramakrishna taught the love of man, love of humanity as one of the greatest things in spiritual life. Sri Ramakrishna's life inspires us with faith. If when the time of Sri Ramakrishna, people had lost faith in the existence of God, because unless you practice something, you lose faith in everything. People say who you are practicing something, you leave up the practice, you lose faith in that also. Some people start, I want to become a dancer. All that, some 6 months they practice. And then somebody tells them, Arey, you are now 18-year-old, you are now practicing. You should have practiced it when you are 8-year-old. Then only you can become a great dancer. He did so. He lost faith. And then he does not practice after 3 or 4 days. Afterwards he does not go to the dance class at all. So unless you practice, so your faith cannot be sustained. If you practice, you get the result that you are able to do. Suppose somebody says, no, you are 18, you will not be able to do. But I am able to do. My Guru is telling that I am progressing. What is it, 18 or 8, doesn't matter. Suppose the 8-year-old does not practice, so he or she will not progress. At 18 I practice, I will progress. It is not the age, it is the earnestness, it is the effort you put forth. So if he thinks like that and goes on practicing, he will get more and more faith. So unless you practice, you will not have faith. Sri Ramakrishna, when you see him, when he says about God, everyone believes that God is there. He says, so God is there. And he gives several examples. Sri Ramakrishna is known for his examples. Before Sri Ramakrishna, Kalidasa was known for giving similes, upamas. Upama Kalidasasya, Kalidasa's upamas, or similes. After Sri Ramakrishna, Kalidasa is no more. Kalidasa is given only one upama. Sri Ramakrishna gives 4 upamas for everything. Anything he talks, 3, 4, 5 similes. Such a tremendous genius. So he used to say that everything, when he said about God, Kali, I have seen Kali. How can you disbelieve? He has never told a lie. And when a person who has seen Kali says, I have seen, you will not be able to disbelieve. You will not be able to disbelieve. Suppose you have heard about a Sandhya or a boxer, world famous boxer, and he says, yes, I have won the world championship. Can you say, no, it's a false, you are telling a lie? You can't. As soon as he says, the way he says, you have to believe. So a man who has practiced, when he says, then you will never have to disbelieve. When Sri Ramakrishna said that God is there, what is the proof? I have seen it. I can show you also. I will tell you the method, how I reached God. You can also reach it. How will you disbelieve? This is what he did. Sri Ramakrishna's age has, from his age, birth has started the Satya Yuga, the golden age of India, golden age of the world. It is Vivekananda's statement. What is the golden age? Golden age. People see truth and live by truth. So this is called the golden age, Satya Yuga. Sri Ramakrishna told Satya. When he said about God, if you say Kali, yes, I have seen Kali. If you say Krishna, I have seen Krishna. If you have seen Rama, yes, I have seen Rama. So his proof was not in argument or on any authority of any book. It is personal experience. Through his personal experience, experiencing God in so many ways. So he instilled faith into everyone who met him. Most of the people who met him were all Indians. A few Westerners also met him. All got the tremendous faith in the existence of God and love for God. When they would see him going into ecstasy, they would feel the whole room were reverberating with the ambience of God, as if God is existing in everyone. Everyone felt that he was part and parcel of God. So the love for God, they experienced in his presence, so they believed in it. He revived the religion like that. He brought faith into us. He gave experience of it to an extent and created taste for spiritual life. And he also spoke again and again, those people that have must share what they have with the have-nots. Rich people must share what they have with the poor people, so that is a part and parcel of their spiritual practice. Practice of unselfishness, practice of love. What is love? Other than serving and loving others. So we must love others through service. So Sri Ramakrishna again and again said, see God in everyone and serve him as such. Don't see any person as a single, just like some person, but in everyone, every person, there is God there. So whatever help you give to man is a worship of God. So it was he who gave this principle to Swami Vivekananda. Worship, helping man or serving man is equivalent to worship of God. So Shiva Jnane Jiva Seva. Think about the Jiva as Shiva and serve him in whatever way he wants. He inaugurated his whole Ramakrishna Math mission on this one utterance of him. He said, you serve humanity, thinking that humanity is a manifested God. God is there in the Samadhi. God is there in the form of Krishna and Rama and Buddha. It's all right. But God also in the form of all the people that is in the society. The whole creation is God's creation. And who, out of what has he created? He himself has become. There is no second thing to create from which the world comes. He himself became the world. This is what the scriptures say. This is what he experienced. So he said, this whole universe, as the whole creation, whole of humanity, whole of people, wherever you see, it is all another form of visible God. God is invisible inside our heart, is visible before our eyes. So think everything is God and behave in such a way. Have reverence and love for everybody, everything, because everything is God. This great principle, Swami Vivekananda applied and preached it as a world religion. Everywhere he said, this can be a universal religion, considering every man or woman is a representation of God, is a temple of God, to serve him in whatever way they need the service, can be a world religion. Swami Vivekananda said, this has been accepted by so many countries outside. I saw in Mauritius, a big hall of 10,000 capacity, an auditorium hall. I saw in front of that a bust of Swami Vivekananda. I said, Mauritius is not India. It is an independent island on the way to South Africa, halfway. So how come Swami Vivekananda statue is here? So I went there and then saw Swami Vivekananda's statement below, saying to serve men and women of all countries and all faiths, irrespective of any difference, and serve them as representation of God, can be a universal religion. So his statement, to serve God, to serve man is equal to worship of God. It is Sri Ramakrishna, out of his unbounded love, gave this instruction to Swami Vivekananda. So now Sri Ramakrishna has left us behind him this Sangha, Sri Ramakrishna Sangha, which we call as the Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission. This we call as Sangha. In this Sangha, it is not only meant for Swamis, it is meant for householders also. All our philanthropic work we do, we have started. Even when Sri Ramakrishna himself was there, he himself started this philanthropic work. He went to Devghar. In Devghar, before he went into the Devghar, which is a pilgrimage, he found a village affected by the famine. People had not anything to eat. They had nothing to clothe. They were suffering. He saw thousands and thousands of them. He told his supplier, Mathur Babu, he said, when all these people are suffering, how can I get into the pilgrimage, the holy place? What will I do with that God who is sitting inside there? He said, all these gods are suffering. I will be here with them. You go. He said, no, Baba, you are my guru. You must come with me. He said, if you want me, serve all these people. Give them all something to clothe and something to eat and give some oil, etc., so that they can take good bath and come and receive all your presents. You serve them first, then I will. And Mathur Babu had to do all that service to the poor, then only Sri Ramakrishna entered. He started this relief work, serving the poor as God himself. So it is as a form of that mission work he started, serving God in man, has continued from 1886 or even earlier, perhaps 1878, 79. And today it is already about 150 years. We are continuously doing this work. We are joy, it is full of joy because it is God's work we are doing. It is Sri Ramakrishna's order we are carrying out. It is spiritual practice we are doing. Every one of us are the evidence for you that by serving man, serving God in man, you do really progress spiritually. All of us are the evidence for that. So to serve God in man is one of the great things that should be done as a spiritual practice. Sri Ramakrishna, the Jagat Guru, he has given us this. So he has left this Sangha everywhere, almost every city and town in India and outside also. We have got more than 200, 300 centers everywhere disseminating the ideas of Sri Ramakrishna. Many people come and tell us, Swami, in the scriptures, it is said one should do Guru Seva. So one of our senior Swamis said, yes, you should do Guru Seva. But the Guru is sitting in the headquarters in Calcutta. All of us, how can we go? Suppose all we crores of people go to Calcutta, where do we stay? So it is impossible. Then that Swami said, no, it does not mean Guru Seva means you must physically go on. Do the will of the Guru. What the Guru likes, Guru loves, you do wherever you are. You will be serving your Guru. And then Swami Vivekananda told about this. This is Sri Ramakrishna's physical body is his Sangha. All this, about 275 to 300 centers all over the world, these are all the physical body of Sri Ramakrishna. Whoever serves this Sangha, he serves God himself, Guru himself. And whoever disobeys this Sangha is going against God's instructions. Swami Vivekananda clarified it. So in our Sangha, we consider the helping any center, because the centers are engaged in worshipping the poor and helping the poor. You help the center means you are helping the poor indirectly. So this is the way you can serve your Guru. So you will be carrying out the Vedic instruction that you are serving the Guru. So only one anecdote, short anecdote I shall tell and I shall close. You know Girish Chandra Ghosh in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. He was one of the worst sinners in Calcutta. People used to think if you are looking at him, you will become a sinner yourself. Such was fullness in sin. So this sinner goes to Sri Ramakrishna, and Sri Ramakrishna takes him as his disciple and guides him in the way he requires. And this man is converted into a saint over years. Hard work he does. His faith in Sri Ramakrishna himself accepts. Nobody has so much faith in me as Girish Chandra Ghosh. If everybody has got 100%, that is 1 rupee in 1 rupee. Girish Chandra has got 1 rupee and 1/4 rupee extra faith in me. So that was the great faith. Through that faith, whatever Sri Ramakrishna said, he followed, and in a short time became a saintly person himself. And he used to speak to Sri Ramakrishna, who was no more in the body. So many devotees used to go to him after Sri Ramakrishna's Mahasamadhi. They would talk to him about Sri Ramakrishna. He would be very glad to talk about Sri Ramakrishna and his reminiscences. One of the devotees told him one day, Girish Babu, we have heard that Sri Ramakrishna has told that if we take one step to go towards him, he will come 10 steps towards us, to take us near him. If we take one step to go towards Sri Ramakrishna, he will come down 10 steps from the high world he is there. Then immediately Girichandra said, it is false, it is not true. But so and so devotees has heard it. He says, he has told, Sri Ramakrishna has told like this, if you take one step towards me, I will come 10 steps to receive you. But Girichandra says, it is not true. Then the disciple asked, then what is true? You let us know. You have also been with Sri Ramakrishna. Girish Ghosh says, I did not take even that first step also. Sri Ramakrishna came 11 steps to me and received me. That is the great compassionate Guru we have. And such Sri Ramakrishna and his Sangha, we are all fortunate to come. Let us hold on to the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna, to the life of Sri Ramakrishna and his disciples like Vivekananda and others. May we follow the spiritual path shown by them, the easiest and the most authentic. So let us follow him and realize ourselves something of the spiritual glory which is lying within us. May we all become spiritual so that we enjoy our secular life also with that spiritual wealth in us, and the spirituality will give altogether a different joy of a higher variety. That also let us enjoy. May Sri Ramakrishna on this holy day of Guru Purnima bless us all is my prayer to him. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Front camera.
Mic. Gopi. Mic.
All are requested to please be seated. Those who are standing, they will offer pranam first. Then those who are seated, they will offer.
Because people keep coming down, so Sandhya.
மணி கொஞ்சம் எந்திரிச்சுங்க. இந்த 2 ரோ ஃப்ரீ பண்ணிவிடுங்க. கொஞ்சம் அப்படி லைனில் நின்றுக்குங்க. 2 ரோ ஃப்ரீ. ரெண்டு இன்னொன்று எங்க ட்ரே எடுத்துட்டு சரி. Please be stand there. We will instruct accordingly. You can come. Please wait. Where you are standing there, please stand there itself. எங்க இருக்கீங்களோ அங்கே இருங்க. We will instruct. One by one we can offer pranams. இன்னொரு ட்ரே. ஆர்கே அம்மா நல்லா இருக்காங்க. மட்டும் இந்த கோயிலுக்கு போயிட்டு அம்மா முடிச்சு இந்த இடத்துல கிளியராக இருக்கு, அந்த இடத்துல கிளியராக இருக்கு.
சரி மனுஷ், சரி மனுஷ். ஓம் நமோ எப்படி சொல்றாரு? ஸ்ரீ ரமகிருஷ்ணா ஓம் நமோ பத்தி.
கால் அந்த பக்கம் இல்லை, இது கால் ஸ்பர்ஸ் இல்லை.
ॐ नमो भगवते रामकृष्णाय। ॐ
ரைட், வாங்கம்மா, வாங்க வாங்க வா, இப்படி வந்து இப்படி போயிடும். வாங்க, மூணு பேரா வாங்கம்மா, வாங்க. டீச்சர் நீங்க இங்கே நில்லுங்க. டீச்சர் இங்கே நில்லுங்க, இந்த இடத்துல நில்லுங்க. மூணு பேரா வாங்கம்மா.
குருர் பிரம்மா குருர் விஷ்ணு
ஆர்கே அந்த டோர் கிளியர்.
குருர் தேவோ மகேஸ்வரஹ
இது என்ன?
குருரேவ பரம் பிரம்ம தஸ்மை ஸ்ரீ குரவே நமஹ.
எல்லாம் கொடுப்பா, அதை பக்கத்துல வைப்பா. நமஸ்காரம்.
ஞானதிமிராந்தஸ்ய ஞானாஞ்சனசலாகயா.
கொஞ்சம் சீக்கிரம் வாங்க, கூட்டம் நிறைய இருக்கு, கிடுகிடுன்னு பண்ணுங்க. வாங்க.
சக்ஷுருன்
முன்னாடி வாங்கம்மா. விஜயம்மா வாங்க. கீழே விழுந்து நமஸ்காரம் பண்ண வேண்டாம், அங்கேயே நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணுங்க.
தஸ்மை ஸ்ரீ
வாங்க, முன்னாடி வாங்க.
நமஹ.
ராணியம்மா.
அகண்ட மண்டலாகாரம் வியாப்தம் ஏன
அனுப்புங்கம்மா ராணியம்மா.
சரம்
அங்க
தத்பதம் தர்ஷிதம்.
சீட்ல இருக்கவங்க
ॐ नमो भगवते रामकृष्णाय। ॐ नमो भगवते रामकृष्णाय। ॐ नमो भगवते रामकृष्णाय। ॐ नमो भगवते रामकृष्णाय। ॐ नमो Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Om Namo 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 Bhagavate Ramakrishna-ya. 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 ॐ नमो भगवते रामकृष्णाय 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 ॐ नमो भगवते रामकृष्णाय